For most of their lives, these young Cambodian dancers have spent 6 hours a day, 5 days a week, learning, rehearsing, and refining the nation's classical dance and music. Born and trained near Cambodia's iconic 12th century temple of Angkor Wat, these sacred dancers of Angkor pray and meditate every day.
The sacred dancers of Angkor are children born in the land of Angkor. They're born around the temples from poor villages and with a very humble background. So it is fitting for them to serve the spirit of the temple.
Ravin Karet Coxon created the Prahriam Bopatevi Dance School in 2007. Located 2 kilometers from Bontesrai Temple, the dance school aims to revive Cambodia's cultural and spiritual legacy.
Performers and musicians here embrace very strict discipline. We are the only spiritual dance troupe in Cambodia. We had offered dedication and dance rituals to the spirits and deities in 42 Cambodian ancient temples.
Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the dance troupe lost its only source of income, which came from its twice-weekly performances in Siem Reap, the city nearest the Angkor Wat Temple complex. Without the monthly receipts of $4,000, the 25 dancers and musicians may also lose their sacred identity.
The sacred dancers who had since 14 years not broken the spiritual thread in praying and in meditating every day for the peace in the world, for all the children in the world. They embrace a spirituality that if you stop and you tell them, okay, now we have to close the school, we have to close the conservatoire, and then you come back when everything is okay, they will come back as normal dancers. But the spiritual thread will be broken forever.
Karet Coxon moved to Europe in 1970, 5 years before the communist Khmer regime took over Cambodia and killed some 1.7 million people in the late 1970s. Among those murdered were most of the country's artists, musicians, dancers, and educated Cambodians. The regime's savagery put Cambodia at risk of cultural extinction. Karet Coxon first returned to Cambodia in 1992 and 2 years later founded the British charity, the Ngin Karet Foundation for Cambodia. The organization helps over 2,800 village families who live within the Angkor complex, among them the sacred dancers of Angkor. During the pandemic, she and her husband have been supporting the troupe with their own money while trying to raise funds for the dancers.
You have to also remember that Angkor Wat is listed as UNESCO treasure. But the classical dance is also listed as UNESCO treasure. So what we're doing, we're linking the 2 UNESCO treasure in the heart of our cultural heritage. This is very powerful. If I could find 4,000 persons who would give $1 a month till the tourism resume, we'll be okay.
Chetra Chap for VOA News, Washington.